Assalamualaikum. Apple used titanium newest series 15 Pro Max and reviewed video mr.Jerry rig everything. Let's start the video.
Apple is using titanium on their newest iPhone 15 Pro Max. Titanium is the coolest metal on the planet for many reasons. It's biocompatible, used for creating artificial joints, repairing human bones, not to mention build interstellar spacecraft and to construct robots that crawl other planets. And of course it's on my ring. My ring has titanium that I reclaimed from a wheelchair. Titanium comes in quite a few different flavors, grade 1 being the cheapest, softest, and easiest to machine, which is what I thought the iPhone was going to be. But then Apple slapped a grade 5 on the screen and I got rocked, in more ways than one. And let me show you why. I happen to have some 1-inch titanium bar stock laying around, as people often do. This guy costs $170. For example, this 6061 aluminum bar of the exact same proportions only cost me $10. Aluminum is what smartphones are normally made from, and the color difference between the two metals is glorious to behold, especially as it's heated. The main reason my jerry rig knife is only $15 is because I'm using an aluminum alloy and not a titanium alloy. And keep in mind, this solid rod is only grade 2 titanium. I'm too poor to buy a full rod of grade 5 titanium, since a single notepad-sized paper-thick sliver already costs $106 all by itself. If we do some simple math and scale this 0.5 mm thick piece of metal up to a hypothetical 8.5 mm block, thick enough to mill a phone out of, we would be looking at almost $2,000 worth of grade 5 titanium. And that's not even including the complexity of milling and shaping grade 5 and the dollars worth of iPhone hardware that goes inside. So the math just ain't mathin', and there's no way Apple suddenly decided to make negative profit on each iPhone sold. You might have noticed that titanium reacts in a very unique way as it gets torched, oxidizing in extremely predictable and consistent rainbows, going from yellow to purple to blue to light blue and back to gray again as it gets really hot. You might be thinking to yourself, hey Jerry, are you even gonna unbox the iPhone? And I say yes. Let's jump in and see what this iPhone is made from, and also how well it can handle the heat of everyday life. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and let's get started. Inside the brand new iPhone 15 Pro Max box, we find the phone itself. This blue titanium is almost the same shade as the blued titanium that I made. Looking under the phone, this time we find there's no lightning cable. Instead, we have a brand new braided USB-C cable. I imagine the world will soon follow Apple's lead on this one, and we'll start seeing this port everywhere. Probably the closest thing we'll ever see to world peace. And honestly, the phone does feel good, about the same as any other rectangular phone. But the brushed titanium and the etched back glass do feel super cool. But the imitation blue shade is just ever so much off from the actual shade of blued titanium that I think it would bother me long term. Apple said again that this screen glass is the strongest glass ever on a smartphone. They call it ceramic shield, and I agree, it is a pretty solid slab of glass. We normally see plastic screens scratch at a level 2 or 3, glass at 5 or 6, and sapphire would be an 8 or 9. This dual ion exchange ceramic shield does still scratch at a level 6, with deeper grooves at a level 7, but level 6 does appear to be quite a bit more faint than usual. And I do think Apple is onto something with this proprietary glass. The front selfie camera is tucked into the dynamic island and is protected by that same slab of glass. The earpiece is a razor-thin slit between the glass and the frame. No speaker grills to fall out or get dirty. Making our way over to the titanium sides, Apple's using something called a PVD coating, a physical vapor deposition. It's a pretty wild method of applying an ultra-thin protective layer over the titanium. I don't know enough about PVD to talk about it in depth, but you know, it is scratchable. Exactly like the anodized aluminum. Everything except for this 5G antenna slot. For some reason this oval is just not scratching. I think they should make a whole phone out of whatever this stuff is. The power button is scratchable, however, and not removable, along with the top and entire left side. It took Apple 14 hours to apply this finish, and my Jerry rig knife 14 seconds to unapply.
Thank you so much watching this video. First part is a complete, second part upload tomorrow. To see you tomorrow. Allah.